Hey everyone, and welcome to Geeks and Drinks. I'm Jason.
I'm Jordan.
And let's start off with the big news with Deadpool. We had our review last episode. For the most part, we absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
You know, not every movie's going to be perfect, or any movie for that matter. So we had caveats to it, but still very enjoyable. Hope you guys went out to go see it. I know we'll probably go see it again in theaters, and apparently a lot of you have already done so. So
I've already seen it twice.
we already mentioned about how big of an opening weekend this thing made. They were initially saying, "Oh, we'll make maybe 50, 60 million," and then they started.
Because that's what the budget was. They were just expecting to make the budget back.
Right, exactly. And then early screens got so much additional hype and buzz that people started pushing it up. Well, maybe it's 75, 85. Maybe it'll be 100. Who knows? And then I think the last tally for that weekend was like $152 million opening weekend for that 4-day weekend.
Well, yeah, because in our last episode we were talking about it. Like, yeah, it's supposed to make about 50 million. They spend about 47 to make it, so it'll make its money back opening weekend. So that's
Right.
nice, and that's what was expected.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember I think you and I worked over the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, dude, they're
Keeps on going up.
projecting it's gonna make over 80 million now. Jessica sends me a text, dude, it's gonna make over 100 million now. And eventually we talked on Sunday. It's like, dude, it's at 120.
Mm-hmm. So, with 152 million opening weekend, which is the best rated R comedy or rated R movie for that matter, opening weekend blew any February movie release box office. Blew.
That's right. It did good. It beat 50 Shades of Grey.
Because
last year, 50 Shades of Grey held the record, I think, at like $50 million.
93.
93, sorry.
$93 million, and we beat by like $60 million.
Good.
It was amazing. Still, people around the world are going back and flocking to theaters to check this out over and over again. That's the only way to explain this, because as of let's go domestic total as of filming this on the 19th. So the last time they had anything on the 18th. $180.39 million domestic, $153.01 million worldwide. So as of the 18th of February, it's already made $330 million plus, and they're already talking about a 50 million plus second weekend.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's the whole thing that made me lax. I don't remember if we talked about this in the show, but I know we talked about it outside. The fact that opening weekend for Deadpool, it was Deadpool, and you had that girly movie. I couldn't tell you the name of it, but it's got that god-awful Rebel Wilson chick. And Zoolander 2.
Mm-hmm.
Zoolander 2, in its opening weekend, lost to Kung Fu Panda 3.
Mm-hmm. Only made 15 million, and Kung Fu Panda 3 brought in like 18 million or something like that.
And Kung Fu Panda's been out for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So, needless to say, there's already been a ton of announcements by Fox and other companies going for, okay, well, let's go for the rated R stuff out there. They came out and basically, started saying that Wolverine 3 will be rated R. I'm kind of fine with that because that kind of fits the character.
Well, yeah, we were promised that with Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, whatever the second
Wolverine,
one was.
Yeah, we can't talk about Wolverine's origins because that just doesn't exist anymore.
Well, no, okay. X-Men Origins Wolverine was not a good movie. Was it entertaining at times? Yeah, but it wasn't. I've seen worse.
Of course.
My penchant for, or my love of terrible horror films.
Oh, yeah.
Which, again, Ginger Snaps, not that bad. And, like I said, it wasn't great. And then The Wolverine, it was decent. It basically was something I would have expected along the lines of, like, if Michael Bay was doing something.
Yeah.
Had a lot of really cool action scenes, and that's really about it. At least they stepped up the budget for, graphically. Because I remember when I was in theaters and saw Origins Wolverine, that scene where he's staring in a bathroom mirror and he snicks.
Yeah.
And he just looks at his claws all shiny for the first time. Oh my god. Freddie W. has done better CG than that.
That's very true.
I'm talking old school Freddie W. And it was like him and his two friends with a MacBook Pro.
Not his Rocket Jump Studios thing that he has right now.
Don't get me wrong. The man does amazing work.
He does.
I've enjoyed Video Game High School. I've enjoyed a lot of his other shit too. But when you look at a man who's been doing YouTube videos for basically a decade, and you look at it and go, wow, you did better graphics than this like $1 million budget movie.
Oh, yeah. But going back to Deadpool real quick. So, I mean, it's already making tons of money. You got people already saying, okay, let's work on Deadpool 2. They're already, working on the script for it. So,
well, because they made the joke at the end of 1. I mean, granted, how much they knew prior to going into this?
They probably didn't.
I mean, they're probably just like, yeah, let's get this done. I mean, especially with Ryan Reynolds saying that he wants X-Force to be his next thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the next thing he's going to push for. So the announcement that Deadpool 2 will have Cable. Cable the hero, not Cable as in, like, you can watch MTV and shit.
Yeah, no.
But it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, X-Force, that would make perfect sense.
It does make perfect sense to have that entire team built up around Deadpool and basically his eventual meetup with Cable and how that all gets together. It kind of easily fits into how they created his origin story within this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It'll work completely well.
So we're hoping for Keira Knightley then? No?
Keira Knightley, I could see her playing Domino.
No, I meant as Cable.
That's his Cable.
Good God, no, I would not want her as Domino.
The fan art out there.
Oh, yeah. Dude, my dad thought it was legit. He's like, no, they cast her. It's like, no, Dad, that's fan art.
No, that's fan art, yeah.
Nerds are getting very crafty these days.
Oh, yeah, you can go online right now, and I forget which website it is, already posted up one of those clickbait articles of, like, top 50 actors who should play Cable in the Deadpool movie. And I'm like, what? No. Doesn't need to be that, like that right now.
The hype train has no brakes.
Well, of course, I mean, look at this recent Change.org petition, which is usually designed for, I have a problem with this policy, or I have a problem with this...
Sorry, I know what you're about to talk about.
Oh, yeah. It's supposed to be dealt with for, like, political issues, and of course people have turned this into, we're going to make a petition for...
Like how the U.S. has to build a Death Star?
That was great.
But, more importantly, say it. Say it, Frenchie.
Change.org. Someone created a petition on there to have Deadpool host Saturday Night Live. It was initially asking for 25,000 signatures. As of right now, it is currently at 65,484 supporters.
I'm not saying there's a connection, but I'm just saying this is the same way we got Betty White to host Saturday Night Live.
And that was a great episode. And Betty White did an amazing review for Deadpool.
A lot of cursing.
Oh, that was so good. Now, Ryan Reynolds, has he ever hosted SNL before?
I assume so.
I can't remember at the top of my head. But then again, I can't say I've ever really watched SNL in its most current form on a regular basis.
God, no.
Yeah.
With the internet now, you can just watch your favorite clips and move on.
Yeah, that's all we could basically need.
Let's be honest, the best part of that show is usually their digital shorts anyways.
Mm-hmm. So to have Ryan Reynolds come in as Deadpool and the entire episode, my God, especially if you bring the writers in from the Deadpool movie to help out with that.
My curiosity would be, would it be Deadpool? Like, does he wear the mask the entire time? Or does he take it off and still has, like, the cancer burns?
That'd be great. That'd be a nice touch if they actually did something like that.
Like, the big opening monologue where they come out, like, in a suit and stuff like that. He has, like, the cancer burns and just walks out like, hey.
Unless he takes it off and, well, I can't say the joke from the movie because you guys need to go see it. But the extra little mask that he has in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something like that would be hilarious. The amount of stuff they can run with Deadpool would be freaking great. Although they would have to seriously...
cut down on some of the dirty jokes.
Oh, God, yeah. Plus,
they could still have fun with it, though. I mean,
think
about
it. Oh, they totally could.
Fucking Deadpool has shown up on the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And probably God knows what other weird animated iterations.
Apparently, recently, like, I was on the Late Late Show with James Corden. They had Ryan Reynolds on, and they did a skit of James Corden
trying to be a sidekick, yeah.
Yeah, and he actually got his own Deadpool outfit and everything. I was like, okay, well, if James Corden can do something like this, definitely.
But if you ever noticed, there was bleeps.
Oh, always, yeah.
So how would you do that with Saturday Night Live?
Well, they do have that 5-second
tape delay.
Yeah, they have that tape delay.
Just sit there like the one person with their hand on the button, like, oh, they said the F word.
Oh, it could totally happen. So, if you guys haven't seen Deadpool, guys, go see it. Just go see it.
But now the fear. Remember, when Dark Knight did good, what happened? Every superhero movie had to be dark and gritty.
Dark and gritty, and then use IMAX for their action sequences that made no sense.
And then James Gunn came out and made Guardians, and they realized not everything has to be dark and gritty.
Mm-hmm. And now because of that, there are many projects being released like Guardians-like. So it has a
Fuck you, Suicide Squad. That movie
poppy
does not look
soundtrack.
good. It looks like shit.
It doesn't look good.
Anywho's, what we're getting at, though, is the fact that because Deadpool did so well, James Gunn took to, I think it was Twitter or Facebook? Facebook, and basically posted a very well thought out post.
Yes, actually.
Basically just stating that Hollywood needs to learn the important thing that Deadpool did.
Yeah.
It tried to be its own thing, and that's what makes it successful. It's trying to make a movie Deadpool-like, not going to work.
It's never going to work. They're going to look at, oh, this had a $58 million budget. It made fun of itself. It had some popular music thrown in there, and it made already, 6 times its budget. You know what? We could do the exact same thing. Just pick a random character, and we'll go from there. You're going to fail so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Bats v. Soups.
All right, in all fairness...
Oh, God, that was hilarious when I read that.
There is an article out there where basically someone ran some statistics, and basically it turns out that movie has a 30% chance of not being shit.
Yeah.
So that means it's
32% chance of being profitable. And the fact that, one, I'm not surprised that there's actually a bunch of algorithms out there to try to figure this out. I'm sure most of the major corporations out there have something like this tied in there. But the fact that...
Pay that much money for a magic 8 ball of numbers?
Yeah. But, I mean, look at some of the other things that this algorithm has predicted. The upcoming Duncan Jones-directed Warcraft movie probably sits at 39% for profitability. Zootopia, the upcoming Disney movie, is going to be 55% as predictable for profitability.
I call bullshit.
I call that even money for Zootopia.
It's a Disney movie. People are going to go see it. What's the next animated movie that's coming out?
After Zootopia?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything right now.
What comes out between now and Zootopia?
I don't know.
Exactly. It fills that void.
Right.
People are going to take their little shitbirds to go see it.
Uh-huh.
And, adults will probably go see it because there is going to be a bit of adult humor stuck in there somewhere.
No, of course.
That movie's going to make money regardless.
Of course it is.
Is it going to be the next Frozen? Probably not.
No. And
Frozen shouldn't even be the next Frozen or Frozen. But, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, the movie's fucking terrible.
Hey,
but
I am a huge Frozen fan, as you know, and many of you guys out there know as well, for better or worse. But I'm still one who will keep on saying that it is not a perfect movie by far. And even now, with Disney keep on expanding with theme parks and attractions, and it's too much at times.
oversaturation.
Now, granted, the upcoming Broadway musical, I will see that in a heartbeat.
That's because
I will fly all the way back to New York just for that.
Good luck. I don't think Jess is going to go with you.
I think she will. We will see. It's not going to be released until 2018 anyway.
Let's find out. Jason would like to go back to New York to go see the Frozen musical when it comes out. Would he be flying solo?
No. All right, cool.
So Batman vs Superman doesn't stand a good chance of being good.
Dark and gritty.
I'm rooting for Batfleck.
Oh yeah.
I as I said earlier, I get my inner hipster. I blatantly say I'm the only person that's old school loving on Batfleck. Like, I'm sorry, Ben Affleck, not that bad of an actor. Granted, he has made some bombs.
Yeah.
I said some. I'm not admitting that he's perfect. But you have to admit, at some point after making Geely, when he disappeared for a couple years,
he had to find himself at that point.
No, I think at that point he probably took like some acting classes, or he did something.
He had to do something
because immediately after that he came out and did Argo. No, sorry, he came out and did The Town.
The Town.
Like, The Town was his big coming out, and like that movie was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, he fucking made Argo, and then he worked on Gone Girl.
And now you got him being, Batman, and now after Bats v Soups, they're talking about him directing and starring.
I'm just saying, man,
Batman movie.
he's gunning for the position of my second favorite Batman. Sorry, there's no beating Kevin Conroy.
No, of course not. You can't. It's kind of like trying to beat Mark Hamill, his Joker. You really can't. Like, I adore Jack Nicholson's version of Joker, but I love Mark Hamill's that much more.
Thank you for not mentioning that one person that's not the Joker.
We're not talking about that because it's not Joker.
Good.
Even though it's going to be in Suicide Squad, and we're going to have to be very
very
drunk to be in that movie.
Oh yeah, I've already told Steph that she's probably going to have to be DD.
Let's talk about Star Wars real quick. They made the announcement that Episode 8 is currently filming. they showcased that in actually a really cool way by showing probably one of the first scenes they were actually starting to film, which was the last scene of episode 7, but shot in a different angle. So it's a very good chance that they're actually continuing off right where episode 7 left off.
I think so, yeah.
Which makes sense.
Which I'd be very intrigued. How do you do the crawl at that point?
Yeah, that's... Well, we'll see what happens with it. Then again, if he starts pulling some Looper shit, I don't know.
Last time on Star Wars.
Star Swoop.
Star Swipe. But yeah, no, like it. I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the hugest fan of Rian Johnson. Ryan, I don't know how the fuck you say his name, but I'm not a huge fan of that man.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Looper.
Yeah.
I mean, Grant only paid $5 for it.
Mm.
I bought it at a Blockbuster Video. No, dude, I straight up time traveled one weekend. It was weird.
Wait, what?
Okay. Tangent. No, Brian and I were hanging out, and we wanted to go to like a Northwoods Inn.
Okay.
Apparently, Google Maps sent us to the wrong one. So we ended up in God knows where. And then as we were trying to find our way back, it's like, dude, there's a Blockbuster Video. The fuck? I thought these all went out of business. Like, literally, like, people just going, this is the stuff of legends. I thought they went extinct. Brian going, we have to go inside. We go inside. There is Fall Out Boy music playing. And I just look around like, what year is it? And as we're looking around, it was like buy one, get one free. So I ended up buying the Tron Legacy video game. Not Tron Legacy. Was it Tron Legacy? Tron Evolution.
Tron Evolution.
I bought Tron Evolution for the 360
Mm-hmm.
and Looper. $5. Because I remember hearing, oh, Looper was good. I like Bruce Willis. I like, I'm blanking on his name. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Mm-hmm.
And Emily Blunt. And even had Jeff Bridges in there. Not Jeff Bridges. Whatever. At least had those first three. Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels was in it.
Yep.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, this could potentially be a good movie. It was not.
Your French?
It was not good.
Yeah.
And then like the only other thing Rian Johnson's ever done was Breaking Bad.
And those are like what, 4 or 5 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what? Guess who doesn't like Breaking Bad? So when I've had people like, oh, he did some Breaking Bad stuff. I'm like, yeah, but guess who thinks that show sucks?
Mm.
And I've had to sit through 3 seasons of it.
You got much farther
of a show that I don't like. I saw season 1, didn't like it.
Mm.
Tried to explain to Dustin, dude, Breaking Bad's not a good show. And he's like, well, what shows do you like? Sherlock. Sherlock's not a good show. You bite your tongue, good sir. So I made a deal with him. I had to rewatch season 1
mm-hmm.
and season 2. And he had to watch only the first season of Sherlock.
Okay.
Fair trade in my mind.
It's a fair trade, yeah.
I mean, actually, I think I'm getting the fuzzy end of the lollipop, but at the same time, worth it.
Right.
Because within that next week,
you're spreading the word of Sherlock. You're good.
Within that first week, I told him, I watched the first and second season. The show sucks. I'm like, it is not good. And either way, I don't like it. If it's your thing, that's cool, but it's not good.
I'm going to tangent off your tangent right now because I need to talk about Sherlock real quick.
It's like 2 tangents.
Yes, I know. We're getting close to dangerous territory here. But yeah, so about 4 or 5 years ago, when Sherlock was starting to get really popular, in Japan, they love to make adaptations out of everything that's popular. And of course, with Sherlock being starting to rise in popularity at the time, yes, there was an official manga adaptation of the Stephen Moffat version of Sherlock starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman.
The fuck's that look on Watson's face in that image?
It was...
Dude, Watson looks like he just smelt a really bad fart and wants to cry.
Well, it could be Sherlock's fart, but you never know.
Well, Sherlock just looks like he's got them raping eyes.
Well, this is Japan. It is a manga. Gotta love them yaoi tendencies that you can find out on there. Scan...
It's what Tumblr's for. You don't need this.
Yeah, well, fan translations were abound on the internet when this first came out, but those of you who, for whatever reason, want to own this piece of history, I guess you can call it, an official translation of this and printing of the Sherlock manga adaptation is coming stateside. It'll be available in the US and the UK this June.
Guess what I want for my birthday?
The official release
joking.
will also... I'm getting it for you now that you said that.
I wanted to buy it for Jess.
I'll buy 2 copies. The official release will also include an increased page count, new alternate covers, bonus art. It'll be available in both physical and digital formats, so you're not going to be able to get away from this for better or worse. Most likely for worse.
Probably.
Enjoy. Going back to Star Wars. So episode 8 is currently filming. Awesome that they're starting off with this announcement video. Rogue One is currently in post-production. We'll see that, what was it? Later on this December, right?
What?
Rogue One?
I believe so, yeah, because Disney's whole goal was
every other year. They're going to do an episode, but
there's going to be Star Wars every year, but you get an episode every other year.
Right.
So last year we got episode 7. This year we're getting Rogue One.
Yep.
Next year we're getting episode 8. The year after that we're getting the Han Solo origin story.
Now to tie along with that, just recently, like literally just earlier this week, Peter Mayhew, famously known for playing Chewbacca, has been tweeting out pictures from his original script of Star Wars way back when, like including stuff that was easily cut out, before the first table read. So it's a really cool insight into, what was initially in George Lucas's mind, because let's face it, he loves to tinker with every single goddamn aspect of all of his projects. But his announcement was tied to, he's going to post a few pages leading up to a big announcement. What that is, people are speculating that he's going to retire playing the character due to health concerns. Because let's face it, how many times have you seen him in the past, say, 5-10 years without...
Dude, he's old as balls.
He's old as balls. He has to use a cane, a walker.
It's like the man was already like in his 30s when he did Star Wars.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
So, and of course, as some people know, and I hope most people know that while Peter Mayhew did reprise his role as Chewbacca in Episode 7, he wasn't the only person who wore the suit. There was actually a Finnish actor named, I'm going to screw up this name, Jonas Suotamo. He's a 6'11" former insurance agent who was also
I like that you said that name as Japanese
as possible. So how would you say that at that point?
Giannis.
Giannis?
He's
Suotamo?
He's Finnish. J's don't make a J sound.
You're right, so it's you. I'm so used to that.
Whatever.
Anyways, he's a 6'11" former insurance agent. He was also a former national team basketball coach. He has a film degree from Penn State, and he actually took on some of the scenes from Episode 7. So the big leading rumor for this right now is that he's going to take up the mantle or take up the suit from now on. Maybe they'll still have...
hey, fuck it. We just start calling Giannis there Lumpy.
Call Giannis Lumpy?
Oh, it's Chewie's son.
Can we really call it that when he's actually reprising Chewie, though?
Yeah.
I don't think we can.
Yeah.
Do we really want to?
Anywho, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, if anything, I would hope that Giannis will basically do all the physical acting, but they retain Peter Mayhew to do all the voice acting for the character. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at that point, we can just fake it until we make it.
Yeah, pretty much. So. But the best part about Star Wars news for this past week is the fans. We all know, like we mentioned earlier, that George Lucas loves to tinker with absolutely everything that he works on. So there's always been a number of fan groups out there who tried to create a despecialized version of the original trilogy. Well, one group, I think it was like Team Negative as they're calling themselves right now, actually got their hands on an original 35mm version of the 1977 original Star Wars Episode 4. And they spent the past 3.5 years scanning each individual frame, cleaning it up, doing color correction, and releasing it finally about a month ago online. Now, can you find it, with your typical search engine? Probably not. You need to find, due to the legalities involved with this, you have to find it on a torrent or other sites and whatnot. But You can find it. You can download it, and
Disney, fucking take a hint.
Yeah.
Just release it legally. I will give you money for it.
if fans are taking years out of their lives to actually undo all the George Lucas isms from the original trilogy, just imagine how much money they're gonna make when they announce the
Right
original theatrical version on Blu-ray. Could be just on DVD, or go back to Laserdisc or VCD for all I care. Just officially release it in its original format, where you didn't have
Blu-ray.
to
It's the future.
you didn't have to worry about Han shooting first or what. He's the only one that's shot in the original.
I just don't want that weird like head jaunt thing that he does.
It's gonna happen anyways. You guys take it for better or worse. So you can go online, find it, download it, torrent it, do whatever you have to do, enjoy it, and maybe we'll also.
I'm just saying, Disney. I'm holding my own money hostage. I didn't buy your shit Blu-rays. I didn't buy the special editions that came out before the Blu-rays. I have my old janky ass DVDs that were like I bought at fucking Walmart, just so I could have the original versions that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you money voluntarily.
All the monies.
Get your
Just
shit
to get
together,
all of
Disney.
that. It's gonna happen eventually. I know George Lucas has always said like the original theatrical version will never be re-released. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. You'll get it straight to Blu-ray, or maybe they'll do another theatrical release of it, like kind of do it in the '90s with a special edition, but the original version.
Yeah, I remember that. My dad took me to those. I remember like I specifically would like steal the newspaper from him just so I could steal like the giant like poster
Did I
size,
have
like,
posters for them?
mini poster size, like full inked.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Good times.
Empire Strikes Backwards, where my dad accidentally shut the door on the back of my head too. Like my dad drove around like this little like Ford Festiva,
Uh-huh.
and my dad was very adamant about like, "Fucking told you to move. You did? Yes. That's why you got hit. Oh, okay." And he was getting shit out like after we just saw the movie. He went to shut it, and it just hit me in the back. I'm like, "Oh!" And he goes, "Why are you standing there?" Sorry, Dad. I didn't see you. Remember, at this point, I'm like 3 feet high.
Yeah. All right.
But speaking of ruined childhood and blunt trauma,
Kindergarten Cop. When the movie came out with Arnold Schwarzenegger, it was one of those that time in Hollywood where they can just throw anything on screen and it would make some sort
with
of
Arnold,
money.
yeah.
Yeah, especially with Arnold.
Come on. That movie legitimately, or literally has a line that says, "My dad's a gynecologist, and he looks at vaginas all day long."
Mm-hmm. And of course the iconic, it's not a tumor.
It's not the tumor. Well, that was Junior.
No, it was Kindergarten Cop.
Was it?
Because it was the kids, he was having a headache and put his head in his hands, and the kids were asking what it is. And they're like, "What's it? It's a tumor." "It's not a tumor." And when his partner came over, when his partner came over, like to talk about like trying to get them out of the school and whatnot, the little kids come over, boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. Aha, I see you taught them the basics, and moves on from there.
Either way, Dolph Lundgren in Kindergarten Cop 2.
Who greenlit this?
Dude, it's direct to DVD.
It is direct.
They know what they were doing.
Does Dolph Lundgren really need the money at this point? I know he doesn't have as much money as, say, Arnold, but with everything he's done, especially recently with the Expendables movies, does he really need to do stuff like
Dude,
this?
they probably turned around and said, "Dolph Lundgren, we're gonna write down a number on a piece of paper. Can't ask what for. But if you agree to it, you have to sign this contract saying you'll be in this movie." All right, we're doing Kindergarten Cop 2. Damn it, you tricked me again. For a guy with an amazingly high IQ, you think he would know not to do movies like this.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, you kind of want to watch it.
You already know what's going to happen with this.
We're
It's
gonna
going to
watch
come
it.
out, we're going to get massively drunk, and then watch this thing.
Redbox is his thing, man.
It is.
Or just wait till it's on Stars.
We're going to have to, because the thing is, why would you need to greenlit a sequel not starring anybody, or even from the original movie, plus being basically a rehash of the original movie 26 years after the original came out? Someone had too much.
That Masters of the Universe movie or money ran out, so Dolph Lundgren needed a paycheck.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, Kindergarten Cop 2 is a thing. You can see the trailer online if you really dare.
Come on, man. It's Oscar-worthy acting.
It's coming out in May, so we can watch this shit show in the very near future.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh God.
It's like it's Oscar bait, man. That's why he's doing it the right
It's
time.
Oscar bait. Come on, this is not Leo DiCaprio trying to finally get his Oscar.
You know what the worst part is? I felt so bad because I tried playing that game really badly at work. Oddly enough, sorry.
That's fine.
But like first off, the whole premise of the game is literally you just mash G and H for him to run, and I think spacebar does jump.
Yeah.
I tried so hard. Got to like level. I don't even know what level I got to.
What we're talking about is someone created a game called Leo's Red Carpet Rampage. You try to help Leo actually get his Oscar finally.
I think it's impossible. But it's just kind of funny because it's basically him running down the red carpet trying to chase a floating Oscar.
Right.
Randomly throughout the thing, you'll race other famous actors. Like you do face Matt Damon from The Martian. It's basically him in a spacesuit. Bryan Cranston from Trumbo.
I like Michael Fassbender being Steve Jobs.
And Michael Fassbender as Steve Jobs.
Eddie Redmayne as the girl from, I forget what that movie was.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And then randomly, some of the main obstacles throughout the game is paparazzi taking a photo of you.
And Lady Gaga.
And Lady Gaga tries to run into you. And then to make matters worse, once you get to like level 5 or something, once you get to a certain point, literally a giant gold Oscar statue in the back starts stabbing straight down into the red carpet with a sword, just trying to fuck your shit up.
Dude, I have to laugh though. Instead of like, you know how Sonic had its rings and Mario had its coins, those type of insignificant items.
Like Golden Globes.
It's like
People's
Golden
Choice
Globes,
Awards,
BAFTAs,
Emmys.
MTV's award. Yeah, it's so bad.
And then to make it even better, there's mini games in between. Or one's like Fight Off the Quaaludes, and it's him trying to like jimmy himself to his car from Wolf on Wall Street. One of them is him writing his acceptance speech.
Yeah.
Where I don't think you're able to finish it. It just gives you enough points to finish, depending on how far you get. And the other mini game, which is my favorite, is Act Harder. Where you just mash G and H and you see him get angrier and angrier to the point where like he has giant angry anime eyebrows and he's just sweating profusely. Yeah,
You guys,
I was that asshole at work going.
that's what I was hearing.
Yeah, that was me trying to get Leo that Oscar.
I'm guessing you failed.
Twice. I had to stop just because after a while I was getting like my old like Guitar Hero things where it's like, this hurts. Like my forearms and hands hurt just from going like this as quickly as I can. But it's a fun game. Check it out.
Yeah. So you can find it at was it redcarpetrampage.com.
Google it.
Yeah.
It'll pop up.
What should we end with? We talk about
Daredevil.
You want to talk about Daredevil?
Oh, come on. You can't.
That trailer for season 2 looks so awesome.
Not even that. They're throwing everything at us right now in like preparation. Because earlier this week we got a 2-minute long trailer.
Yep.
Which pretty much predominantly just features what the relationship is going to be like between Punisher and Daredevil.
Yep.
Or Matt Murdock. It really makes me excited for this because I don't know if it'll happen or not. There is a storyline in the comics where Punisher gets in trouble. Good old Frank Castle, and he needs legal representation.
And it's Matt
and
Murdock.
Matt Murdock is the one who has to.
That'd be awesome.
So that would be interesting. But it looks really, really good. We've also gotten like 2, like basically they're like vines. They're like 5-second long little blurbs. One of them is him Daredevil chained.
Chained and bloodied up.
But I'm excited. I'm gonna be honest. I might actually request the day of it comes out off.
Just to binge watch it that day.
Yeah, just to binge because I felt bad enough. I know we've discussed this in an episode a while back when Jessica Jones came out. I decided I would watch it at work, and realized there was some angry superhero sex. And
I
remember. Our supervisor walked over.
I remember that day.
He's like, "What are you watching?"
Man.
Pause. What's up, Dwayne? I'm not watching anything inappropriate right now. And he just points at my screen and goes, "So what's that?" I'm like, "I'm watching Jessica Jones." It any good? Yes. Whatever's going to end this conversation sooner is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I remember that night. I ended up thinking, I'll just go to sleep and I'll work. And then I ended up waking up like just before midnight. I went, I'm going to watch a few episodes.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was refreshing. Like I Chromecast in, I kept refreshing, turning off and on Netflix to the point where it's like, I can watch it. And I think it actually let me log in and watch it at like 11:30.
Oh, did it? Nice.
So I sat there and watched it and realized, fuck, it's 4 a.m. I gotta be up in 4 hours for work. Sorry, I have to leave for work in 4 hours. Went to bed, then went to work, and just sat there. And it's like, Jordan, you need to work. I am. I'm doing work on watching this show.
Yeah.
Because apparently there's a difference between working and doing work. I was doing the latter.
Jesus.
Because around 8 o'clock or around 10 o'clock that night, I was already like, I already watched all of it.
Mm-hmm.
How? I would have finished sooner, but work got in the way.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, season 2 is on its way out very soon. You guys need to check this out.
Oh, even better, the fact that they were getting a part 2 to our already 2-minute trailer.
Uh-huh.
At the end of the trailer, again, fucking watch it. It's amazing. It's the perfect amount of hype.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of it, I think, what's it say, February 22nd, part 2?
Yep.
Which I'm assuming that just means we're going to get glimpses of Elektra.
Yeah, because we only got like a 2-3 second glimpse of her
It's
in
the
this
same
trailer.
thing, which just kind of goes, oh, I'm wearing a mask. No one can tell who I am. Really? You're just covering your mouth bits.
Mm-hmm.
The only way you could be any worse is Superman by saying, I'm going to wear glasses.
Lastly, because I do want to end this is just funny to watch. Fans making videos of old school video games, utilizing like character sprites and whatnot, is a pastime of many of a YouTuber. But this one kind of takes the cake because this one fan loved Super Mario Kart so much he wanted.
Good. It's the most superior of the Mario Karts.
Yeah, well, I still suck at it.
If you say
massively.
64, you're an idiot.
No, I sucked at all Mario Kart except for the latest one, Mario Kart.
Because you've
8.
had the most amount of practice with it.
This is very true. So, but for Super Mario Kart,
And I can still take you, but
this fan decided, you know what? I want to add more than what was it, just the 8 characters that were initially provided.
yeah, because the original roster was just Mario, Luigi,
Toad.
It was Peach, or she was still Princess Toadstool at that point. Bowser, Donkey Kong Jr., Toad, Yoshi, and a Koopa.
Mm-hmm. But they decided, you know what, we're going to add more. So he actually created 101 characters, all famous video game characters in their own right, not just from the Super NES era, but everything up to today.
I just noticed right now in this little GIF that you have playing, that is a Big Daddy making that bottom corner from BioShock.
Yes, it is. I called it out earlier when we were watching it. Yeah, there's literally 101 characters, all homages to characters from, throughout the years, very popular, and throws them all in a single track at once on Super Mario Kart. It's only like 3.5 minutes long, but it's well worth it just to enjoy the nostalgia and to probably point out all of your
it turns into like a Where's Waldo of video game characters.
Because
when we watch, we're like, dude, that's Spyro. Dude, that's Earthworm Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, who the hell's that? Dude, that's Grand Theft Auto. Why? Gets thrown
and then
out of
at
the car.
random, you see like Goku from Dragon Ball Z. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Or the pong paddles.
The pong
Where
paddles.
literally, it's just 2 people you see driving, and they're just shooting a little ball back and forth.
The Tetris pieces. You see a couple Pokemon in there. There's so much to look through it. So you guys can check that one out. We'll post a link in the show notes. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. Went through a hell of a lot as always and had some good drinks. If you guys haven't checked out the Shock Top Twisted Pretzel Wheat, it is amazing, especially if you love pretzels. Although, it's kind of sad. We were talking about this earlier. The Jameson's starting to wear a bit thin.
I mean, it's still not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a very solid whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been very spoiled lately.
We kind of have been.
And now when we try to go back to drinking regular whiskey, the people's whiskey, and we're like, this is the piss of peasants.
Like the lowest we'll go right now is like Redbreast.
What am I, a pauper? Is this what you're serving me?
It's all we can afford. We cannot afford your usual highfalutin tastes.
It's not my fault I drink a lot.
Well,
Maybe it is.
I was gonna say, yeah. Anyways, while we try to figure that one out, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for another episode for Geeks and Drinks. I'm Jason.
I'm Jordan.
Cheers, Internet.